Chasing success will never make you happy. You get the promotion, you get the raise, the house, the car, and 5 minutes later, you're already asking, what's next? That, my friend, is not happiness. That's a treadmill. And today I'll show you how to get off of it. Hey there, if we haven't met before, my name is Anita Rombo. I'm a soul strategist and life and business coach for soulful success. I firmly believe that there's no one size fits all definition of success, and I'm here to help you redefine and reclaim your own unique version so that you can create a life that looks and feels as good on the inside as it does on the outside, a life that is authentic, aligned, abundant, and uniquely yours. I coach people one-on-one, group coaching programs. I host summits. I'm a podcast host. I'm a best-selling author. You can find out more information about me in the episode description. My flagship group coaching program, the Soulful Success Academy, is opening up at the end of this month, and registration is officially open. If you want to learn more about that, the information is in the episode description. All right, so let's get started. Here's the thing. I know what it's like to chase success and still feel empty. And I also know what it takes to flip that script because of my own unique experiences and also my life's work in this space. So, from the time we are young, we're taught that if we check all the boxes, if we do the right thing, we'll make it, we'll get rewarded, we'll experience happiness and joy. And so, dutifully, we get the grades, we are the model student, we get the degree, we land the job, we buy the house, we climb the ladder. And society reinforces this. Even before you really know somebody, if you meet them for the first time, there's usually an introduction that involves your name. And then usually the second question is, so what do you do? And maybe people are looking for a commonality, but just like that, I find that people are judging you by your title, your paycheck, your resume, your LinkedIn announcements, not who you truly are. That's harder for people to understand and uncover. And I get that. But sometimes I feel like we're just all about the superficial things. So, of course, in that type of society, in that type of model, we chase. We hustle for accolades and accomplishments and objects, bigger houses, bigger offices or corner offices, flashier cars, designer handbags, the blingy jewelry, whatever it is for you. And listen, there's absolutely nothing wrong with those things. You can absolutely enjoy them. And we live in a world where we need these things. We live in a 3D world. And it's actually our birthright, I believe, to enjoy nice things. But here's the thing, if you're using them to fill an internal void, then they will never be enough. Because when you are chasing, your energy is in desperation mode. If I just get this, then I'll finally feel worthy. If I can prove myself here, then finally I'll be enough. But chasing always comes from lack, from the belief that happiness is one step ahead of you, or you'll be worthy when, or you'll deserve this when. It's never here. It's never now. And here's the kicker. Even when you get the thing that you're chasing, have you noticed that you then don't become worthy or you then don't become good enough? That feeling doesn't last. And that's because your brain and your nervous system have been trained to run and not to rest, to hustle and not to receive. So oftentimes we can't just sit with our accomplishments, sit with our goal. We're thinking about the next thing. That's why so many high achievers are outwardly successful. They get all the things. They're doing all the wonderful things. And secretly people admire them. They envy them. But inwardly, it's a whole different song inside. They feel very empty. They feel very lonely. They feel very unfulfilled. And they might even wonder what's wrong with them because they've got all this amazing stuff. So why do they feel this disconnect? And I can tell you this because I was one of them. And maybe you are too if this is resonating. And here is why chasing success won't make you happy. Number one, chasing success is a dopamine loop. Every achievement gives you a quick hit, but it fades just as fast as it comes. And that's why you're always moving on to the next goalpost. So think of it like having sugar in the system, right? It spikes you and then you have a subsequent crash. Second, we confuse happiness with fulfillment. Happiness is fleeting. Fulfillment, on the other hand, is sustainable. So happiness is like the moment you get the car keys, and fulfillment is knowing you're living your purpose when you drive it. So our end goal is not happiness, it's fulfillment, and they're not the same. Number three, the cost of chasing is high. And it's not just burnout, because that is an inevitable outcome for sure. But it's even more dire than that, and it's missing your actual life. If you spend your whole life going from one thing to the next thing to the next thing, now is never a good time, then I can't imagine that you would be present with your kids, with your partner, and most importantly, with yourself. And that is when you might have some regrets. At the end of the road, when you're on your deathbed, you'll just see that you were chasing things, and for what purpose? It's usually the relationships, it's usually the experiences, it's usually the memories that people wanted more time of, not the things. Next up, comparison fuels your success. Right? You scroll social media or you look at colleagues and think, if they have it, I need it too. But comparison is just another form of chasing, and it will never lead you home because you're chasing somebody else's dream or what maybe somebody else's value, or worse yet, what is coveted and what society tells you that you should value, but not what you personally need to value. When you're chasing success, you're never really stopping to celebrate, right? High achievers rarely pause. You hit that milestone and then you immediately ask, what's next? You feel like you're behind on that next goal when really you just did a thing. There's this quote I love, and it goes something like this. Maybe you don't notice your progress because you're always raising your bar. That's what chasing does. It keeps you running, never arriving, never satisfied. And research actually backs this up. Psychologists call this concept a hedonic adaptation, the idea that no matter what we achieve, we quickly return to our baseline level of happiness. And studies show that 50% of our happiness is determined internally by our mindset and our habits, not by external circumstances, which means chasing more money, chasing more titles or stuff won't create that lasting joy because the brain adapts and then moves the bar again. So, my friends, if happiness can't be found in the chase, where can it be found? Are you wondering what I'm wondering? It has to come from one of the pillars of soulful success, and that is alignment and embodiment. That's the alternative. It's not about chasing success, it's about being success. Success isn't separate from you. It isn't only measured in stuff or titles. And it's not about constantly proving yourself. Success is who you are right now when you align your life with what truly matters to you, when you know that you are already enough, and when you realize you don't have to prove yourself to anyone. And here's the kicker. When you do this, when you stop chasing and start being, you don't stop achieving externally. In fact, you often achieve more. And here's why. When you're in your most aligned, authentic resonance, you're in attraction mode. And neuroscience backs this up. When you operate from calm confidence instead of stress and scarcity, your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that's responsible for focus and problem solving and creativity, it switches on. And you literally think more clearly and you see more opportunities and you make better decisions. And that's why peak performers in sports and business and creativity often talk about flow. Flow is a scientifically studied neurological state where your brain releases dopamine and norepinephrine, which is heightening focus, motivation, and learning speed. And action feels effortless, results come faster. You're just in your zone, not because you're forcing, but because you are aligned. Energetically, it's the same. When your action matches your values and your vision, your energy is just magnetic. You stop repelling opportunities with desperation, and instead you attract the right people, the right resources, and the right circumstances. So, ironically, you achieve more externally when you stop chasing because you're no longer running from lack, you're creating from alignment. And my friends, I don't just say this lightly. I have studied psychology, productivity, and high performance habits for decades. I've led multi-million-dollar transformational projects. I've invested multiple six figures in my own training, coaching, and mentorship. And I've also cultivated my intuitive and spiritual gifts, blending Western research with my ancient Eastern heritage. And what I've seen over and over again is this. Chasing leads to burnout. Alignment leads to expansion. Every single time. And it's more than belief. It's embodiment. It's knowing in your bones that you are success, that your dreams are valid, that your purpose matters. That's when you stop running and you start receiving. I don't want to just stop here. I also want to leave you with a few practical steps that you can take today to stop chasing and start being. And so the first one I will share with you is to audit your energy. I want you to take a look at your day and what goals you are striving for, and ask yourself if you are chasing these out of fear or alignment. The answer to this question will tell you which version of success you are subscribing to, the external version or the internally derived soulful success version. Okay. Second, I would love for you to redefine success. I think I've talked about in the past that sometimes we hold on to old, outdated versions of us, of success, which we're allowed to outgrow because we change, we evolve. Okay. So we're not stuck to that same vision forever. And also, if you've just learned what you've learned right now, I'm sure that you want to spend some time and reconstruct success or your definition of success from the inside out. So take the time to write down what success looks like for you today in this evolution of you, not what it looked like 10 years ago, not what society thinks, not what your family thinks. What does it look like for you personally? I love doing this every single morning. When I'm having my morning coffee and having my quiet time, I like to say, if today was a successful day, what would that look like for me? And that gives me the clarity and the framework from which to approach my day. And to take this exercise further, I'd like to offer you a third step, which is embody it now. So another thing that I like to do in the morning is to ask myself, if I already knew I was successful, how would I show up today? Right? So we don't need to wait to achieve that next milestone to feel successful. We can embody that energy right now. We can live from that place. That's called embodiment. So here's the bottom line, friends. Chasing success will never make you happy because chasing keeps you in lack, always running towards the next thing, never stopping to feel fulfilled. But being success, embodying success, redefining success from the inside out, aligning your actions with love and alignment and intention versus fear and scarcity, those are the things that are going to change everything for you. And when in doubt, I want you to remember this mantra. It's stop chasing, start being. Can you repeat that after me? Stop chasing, start being. So my friends, I hope this message resonated. Use that mantra, use those strategies so that you don't just leave here inspired, but you take action. And if you're ready for a deeper transformation, that's exactly what we do inside the Soulful Success Academy, my flagship group coaching program. Over 3 months, we take everything I've shared here and we redefine your version of success. We align with your truth. We embody who you already are. And we turn all of this into a step-by-step journey with tools, support, and of course, expert coaching so that you can live it every single day. Every client I've worked with who's done this work has experienced shifts that they never thought that was possible for them. Because when you embody success, your life can't help but change. So again, links are in the episode description. This is your friendly PSA to stop chasing and start being, because success isn't out there. It's already in you. I'll talk to you soon, friends. Bye for now.